Hey Daryl, how you doing? Hope you've been having a good week so far. Thanks for hopping into our class today. We're going to get started with our boot camp. Just going through a quick little warm up with some quadruped rotations, some quad rocks, and glute bridges, getting our torso and our hips nice and warmed up. Then we've got two separate circuits that we're going to go twice through each one. One's going to be our lower body circuit with a squat to heel tap, a kneel to squat, lateral lunges, and a rotating lunge. We're going to go twice through, and then we're going to go into our upper body circuit, which is going to be bent over Y's, snow angels, push-ups, and leg raises. Again, going twice through that, making sure we're good work through both the shoulders, the hips, and the abs as well. And then we're going to do a pretty casual cool down mobility session, working into the hips and again the core and the torso as well. Excuse me. So starting with our warm up, we're going to get down onto the ground here on our hands and knees. From here, we're just gonna it's basically going to be like a thread the needle here, but we're just going to kind of gently rotate through, not drop the shoulder all the way down, but just gently rotate and come up, rotating back and forth at a fairly quick pace, nothing crazy, but we're not getting too big of a stretch. We're just kind of warming up the torso as we rotate through here. And switch sides. Sticking that arm through and spinning, reaching up towards the ceiling. And rest. Now we're going to go into our quad rocks here. So getting one leg out front, extended. We're going to rock back into our hip. So sitting back into the quad and the hip. Stretching out that bent knee there. And then coming forward into our lunge. Stretching back and forth. Gently going back and forth. Getting a nice stretch to the hamstring and then to the front of the hip as well. And switching sides. Dropping those hips back and driving the knee forward, rocking back and forth. Couple more here. And relax. Good. Next up, we're going to get into our glute bridges. So laying flat on our back, feet flat on the floor. We're going to drive the hips up into the ceiling through our heels. So getting those heels to press against the ground, driving those hips up. Getting a nice flat line from our shoulder through our hips to the knee. Holding up at the top and slowly lowering back down. Getting a flat tap on the ground and back up. Holding up at the top. Lowering back down and popping up. Getting a little bit more here. a couple more seconds of the glute bridges. Then we'll get into our work. Really getting those hips up, feeling that burn in the hips. And relax. Very good. All right. So we're going to start with our first circuit here. What we're going to do is our squat heel to tap. So we're going to get our feet about hip width apart, squatting down and popping up, keeping our balance. We're going to bring that foot up, tap the heel, and back down. So getting a nice working pace, popping up and down, getting those heels up, tapping, and popping back into a squat. We're going to do these for 45 seconds, already about halfway there. Trying to come back to that middle spot, weight staying over the middle of the toes, dropping those hips, and coming back up. A few more seconds. And rest. Good. Next up, we've got our kneel to squat. So heading down to our knees, we're going to pop up into a squat position, bringing one knee up, other knee follows, staying nice and low, and coming back down. Switching which leg, thumbs up, alternating, back and forth. Staying low, keeping those hips low as we come up. Keep it up, nice even pace. Couple more seconds. And rest. Good. Next up, we're going to do our lateral lunges. So getting to the side, some good space to our left or our right. We're going to step out wide, lunge out, stepping back up. Continue in the same direction. 3 steps out. And back the other way. Hitting those 3 steps, keeping the weight over the middle of the foot, and moving back and forth. Couple more. Last set. Nice, even pace. Back up, good. Next up, we've got our rotating lunges. So with these, we're going to have a reverse step backwards. So we're going to step backwards into our lunge. And as we come down, we're going to rotate across the knee, step back up, switch feet. Coming down and up. Getting that little rotation as we load the foot. Keeping that balance and stability through the lowering there. Nice even pace. Couple more seconds. Almost there. Keep it up. Try and focus on that balance. And done. Good. All right. So that's the first portion of our workout. First time through the first circuit. We're going to go back to the top with our squat to heel tap. So getting into that nice hip width squat position. We're going to squat down, bring the heel up and tap. Back and forth. Bringing those heels up, dropping the hand down, getting a tap, and coming back down. Almost there, a couple more seconds. Keep the pace, keep it moving. Almost. And finish. Good. Next up, we've got our kneel to squat. So coming down to our knees, getting into that starting position. From here, bringing one foot up, other foot follows, staying low with the hips, and switching which foot comes up first each time we come back up. Getting nice and even, keeping the weight over the middle of the foot. As we come up, we're not bringing those hips up, but staying nice and low. Almost there, a few more seconds. Really working into the legs today. And rest, good. Enough of that. We're gonna go into our lateral lunge. Just a couple more exercises here on the legs, then we're going to upper body. So, getting wide, with some space to our left. We're stepping out to the side, lunging, 3 out, 3 back. Keeping that weight directly over the middle of the foot, and coming back. Almost there, a couple more, keep it up. Last direction, each way, last set. And done, good. All right, last exercise for the legs, we're gonna do those rotating lunges. So, getting our feet about hip width apart to start. We're gonna bring one leg back, lower our weight down over the middle of the foot, twist that opposite shoulder over the knee, and alternate. Switching sides, keeping that weight over the middle point of the foot, belly button sucked up to spine, chest nice and proud. Rotating back and forth. Keep it up. Nice, even pace. Almost there. A few more seconds. And done. Good. Next up, we're going into our upper body. So we're going to start with bent over Y's. Okay, so we're going to get into our bent over position here. Hips back, knees bent, chest lowered over the ground. We're going to have our thumbs on top, our hands on top of our knees, thumbs pointed up, and we're bringing the thumbs to the ceiling into a big wide position, squeezing that egg in the middle of our back, trying to crush that egg with our shoulder blades as we come up and wide, pushing those thumbs back behind, opening up the shoulders there, coming back and forward. A few more seconds. And rest. Good, now we're down to the ground. We're gonna start with our snow angels. So chest down. We're gonna start with our hands next to our shoulders, right by the armpits. We're gonna pick our chest and hands up, extend straight out, up over, come out wide, fold the hands behind the back, and come out up front again, keeping our hands extended out. We're gonna recreate that big, broad stroking motion, trying to keep that chest up off the ground. moving back and forth, spreading that snow with our hands. Nice even pace, keeping that chest up the whole time. And relax. Good, next up we've got our push-ups. So getting into a kneeling or feet extended position. We're gonna get our hands directly below the shoulder. Sucking our belly button up to spine. We're gonna lower our chest down to the ground, folding the elbows by the ribs, pressing straight back up. Nice even pace down and up. Nice and in control. Really controlling our weight and stability through the movement here. Trying to use our full chest to help lower and bring back up as we're pushing down and back up. A few more. Last one. And done. Good. Next up, we've got our leg raises. So flipping over onto our back. We're going to extend the legs out, get our hands underneath the hips. A little bit more leverage that way. We're going to bring the feet, well, as we're pulling the back down into the ground. So we're not leaving that space right here in the small of our back. We're actively pulling that down into the ground and bringing our feet up, keeping those hips pulled down to the floor. We're not going to swing the feet up overhead, but nice and in control. Bring the feet up as high as they go, keeping our legs straight and lower back down. Nice, even pace. Back and forth. Couple more here. And rest. Good. All right. Starting back up at the top of our circuit. We're going to get into our bent over Ys. So having our knees bend out, lowering the hips. We're going to get our hands on top of the knees, thumbs pointed forward. From here, we're going to lower the chest over the ground and bring our thumbs up to the ceiling, pointing up and behind us, folding up at the top and coming back down. Into a big Y shape, pulling those shoulders down and low, trying to crush that egg in the middle of our back. Getting a nice even pace here. Got a couple more seconds, keep it up. Bringing those thumbs up to ceiling and lowering back down. And rest. Good. Coming back down to the mat, we've got our snow angels. Lowering our chest down, getting our hands extended out in front. We're going to pick the chest up, hands come up, and sweeping out to the side, folding the hands over in the small of the back, coming back out front, getting that little bit of rotation as we come out to the side and back up. Keeping that chest up off the floor, really working through the shoulders here, trying to keep them pulled down towards the hip, crushing that egg through the back. And relax. Very good. Next up, we've got our push-ups. So getting our chest directly above our hands, We're gonna lower the chest down, fold the arms back towards the hips, and press back up. Nice, even motions, lowering the chest down and bringing it back up. Nice, even pace, sucking that belly button up to spine. Your hands should be coming just inside of your shoulder, right on the outside of your chest. Couple more. And rest. Good. Now, just finishing out, we've got our leg raises. So extending the feet out, getting our hands below the hips. We're gonna pull that lower back into the ground as we bring our feet up and slowly lower down. Coming up, lowering back down. Nice, even pace. Slow and in control. Not letting those hips and lower back pop up off the ground. Trying not to drop the feet down to the floor. Got a couple more seconds here. And rest. All right, nice job, you guys. Way to finish out. Wanted to switch up the routine a little bit. Give 2 little challenging circuits, a little bit more focused circuits, so we're not just blowing all the way through. Hope you guys felt a little challenged there. I definitely had some hard work with the legs. Felt a good burn there. So we're gonna go into our cool down, our stretching portion here. So first thing we're gonna do is called a lizard pose. So you can start in a kneeling position like I am. Bring one foot far forward. So I'm getting a far stance forward. And we're going to drop our hips towards the heel and try and bring our forearms down to the ground. As we just gently scooch that knee up, you can kind of figure out what works for you in this position, but we're trying to drop those forearms down to the ground, keeping that front knee bent. Trying to get you guys to see this. So that front knee is just going into a lunge, and we're trying to drop into those hips. We're going to hold here for a little while. Get some deep breaths. Trying to breathe through that hip tension. And coming back up and out. Switching our feet, bringing our other foot forward, going into that lunge, and lowering the elbows down. Getting a nice deep stretch through the hips there. Trying to relax and release. Couple more breaths. And slowly relaxing out. From here, we're going to fold down into a pigeon pose. So getting our shin flat in front. So from here, if I've got a kneel back, I'm going to swing my foot up and forward so that I'm in a nice folded shin box position. All right, so I've got my foot parallel to my hips here. I'm going to extend my leg back and bring my forearms forward in front, stretching into the back of the hip and the glutes there. Trying to lower that chest down to the ground and sink back into those hips. Nice deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And relaxing out, rolling out to the side, bringing our other leg forward, lowering the shin down to the ground, extending the opposite leg back, and popping up into those hips. Holding down, stretching into those glutes and that posterior hip muscle. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And relaxing out. Standing back up. Getting a nice long reach upwards and forward folding down into the hamstrings. And rolling back up. All right. Thank you guys so much for hopping in today. Hope you enjoyed the class. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or good feedback for me, please let me know. I'm always trying to make things better for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay active, keep crushing it, and have a great rest of your week.